Hello, beautiful family. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe. I come across this video where our African girls are being sold like commodity in Libya. And it pained me that a lot of African people are still following this route as a way to Europe. Please, if you are having this thought of following Libya, please don't go. Delete it. A lot of our girls there have been turned into something else we can't even imagine. Please, you have other ways you can migrate to Europe. There are ways. And Europe is not even so paradise as the way they tell you. Please, to African parents out there, it is the right time we start raising our girl child to be financially independent. In Africa, we have this community where a girl child have been raised to do all house chores, not to fend for themselves economically, not to be raised in life-changing skills. Please, I beg all African parents out there to start raising their girl child in a way they can be financially independent without selling their body. Raise your female child in a way she can fend for herself legally, not thinking about selling my body as the only way to earn money. Growing up in Africa is like a culture where our female child have been raised in a manner that they only think about everything about house chores, clean the house, give birth, cook meals, and wash dishes. That is their life activities. And the male child are being raised to fend for themselves, to be economically independent. It is the right time we start raising our female child that way. Because if not, they are not gonna end up selling their bodies as a way to make money. Because that is the only thing they can think of. Why is it that in our society now, when a woman loses her husband, society will start beating her. Society will start thinking about how to help her. Society will start, oh, this woman's life has changed, not from good to bad. Because those women are not raised to fend for themselves. And that is why we think and worry so much whenever they lose their husband. But have you seen a man that lost her wife, the widower? Society been thinking on how he can fend for himself? No, they don't think that way. Because they knew that he gonna provide for himself. He's okay. He can fend for himself. Please, let's start raising our female child to be independent. That is the only way men out there will stop buying them as a commodity tools. Because everybody needs money. And when you raise a female child to think about giving birth, think about cooking, doing house chores, all those chores at home, automatically, that is what will be in her mind. And when she grows up, everyone needs money. And she needs money. All those things cannot put money in her table. The only thing she can think of is selling her body. That is why in our society now, we have a lot of women selling their bodies more than men do. It's not that they don't do, but we have much number of women selling their body because they were not equipped with life-changing skills. Please, African parents, let's start raising our female children to be independent. Let's start raising our female children to know how to fend for themselves legally, not illegally. Because it is affecting our society indirectly. Those female children will come out on the street and that is what they will be living their life. That is what they are being brought up. That is the orientation they are being inculcated in mind. Female child needs to be raised to have independent mind. A lot of men find it difficult to believe that when you raise a female child to be independent, to be able to fend for themselves, they are viewing it from feminism point of view, but that's not true. Feminism might mean a lot of things to you out there. To me, If a female child had been raised to fend for themselves, it will curtail them from a lot of dangers out there. I have seen a lot of women that are successful, but they're still be married to their husband. That you are a successful woman does not mean that you are a feminist. So there is difference between these two things. If a female child can be raised to provide for herself, it will reduce the rate of selling bodies in the street. Feminism and raising a female child to be successful, they are two different coins. Why? Because you can see a woman who is successful, but she is respectful to her husband. You can also see a woman who is not successful, but she don't have any respect for her husband. That a woman is successful does not make her a feminist. So that will not be the reason why we should not raise our female child well. Let's start inculcating the spirit of skills in them so they can be more equipped, so they can be able to fend for themselves legally. Anytime you see a woman fending for herself, things that comes to our mind is she is selling her body. But that's not the truth. Although some people do it, not all of them. But because the majority number of people are doing it, it now looks as if that is what every woman working hard, working smart is doing. Please, it is the right time to start raising our female child to be more equipped like our male child, because our male child are more equipped. That's why they triumph in everything they do. They are successful anywhere they find themselves in this part of the world. So the right time we start raising our female child in this society, it will be better for us. We African, it will have culture value. We have our moral respect. We have our high standard of living. None of this staying on the street selling your body. All those business will reduce. So parents, African parents out there, this is like a clarion call to all African parents. We talk about how white people are better than us, how their women are being self-independent because they inculcate those skills in them. They raise them to fend for themselves. They raise them to provide for themselves, not waiting for a man to do everything so that you cannot be tools in their hands. All right, guys, I will just drop my microphone, and if you have watched up to this moment, thank you for watching. Bye.